Hi, I'm Adrianne from Indyoga, and this is a 30-minute nervous system reset. It will take you through some active sympathetic nervous system postures, and it will also take you into some relaxing, restful, calming postures so that we have the balance and we can basically bring the central nervous system and the autonomic nervous system into equilibrium and balance. So this is resetting the nervous system, and you might like to use props, bolsters, cushions, blocks, anything like that that you need for the practice, but the practice can be done without props. But you don't even need a yoga mat. You can just be on the floor, on a carpet or a towel. And I will see you in a few minutes and come to a comfortable seat.
You gotta keep on breathing if you wanna make sense of it all. We will not fall.
So I've created this practice to be able to not have to use props. But if you have yoga props in your house, then they could be handy. Blocks, straps, bolsters, or just a simple cushion or pillow will suffice. So we're going to start off seated, and we're going to be here for about 5 minutes. So if you struggle to sit down on the floor for a number of minutes, maybe sit in a chair or sit on a cushion. So I'm going to sit on a cushion, so you are welcome to join me. But let's find a comfortable seat, cross-legged, soles of the feet together, legs out in front of you, but just having a nice, tall, long spine. And you can bring the hands down to the knees or maybe rest them in the lap. Soften the shoulders, relax the facial expression. Your choice to close the eyes or not. That's entirely up to you. I'm going to take a soft gaze down in front of me. But for now, just come to your space, come to your surroundings, where you're sitting. Start to be aware of your physical body. And as you sit here and become more aware of yourself sitting in space, the space that you're occupying, start to focus in and observe your breathing. How are you breathing? Are you breathing in and out of the nostrils, in through the mouth, out through the nostrils? What is your breath doing? Is it short? Is it shallow? Is it deep? Is it long? Is it fast? Is it slow? And we're not judging our breath, we're simply observing and noticing how the breath comes in and how the breath goes out. If it's comfortable for you to do so, close the mouth and try to just breathe in and out through the nostrils, using both nostrils equally, taking as much intake of air through the left and through the right, and also exhaling equally on the left and the right, just trying to find that balance. Once you have that, then think about the length of the breath in versus the length of the breath out. Again, trying to find equilibrium and balance, equal breath in to equal breath out. And let's all take 5 breaths together. Breathing in through the nose. And breathe out through the nose. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one, all together. Breathe in. And slow, long, deep, releasing breath out. And then just breathe normally, as you were before. And just noticing how you feel after that very, very short breathwork practice. So let's change our position. Let's gently move. And again, if it's more comfortable for you to sit on a chair or sit down or maybe kneel, I'm just going to do a little tension and release practice. So I'm going to kneel. We're going to bring the hands to the knees once more, and I want you to just fold in all of the fingers into clench a fist and bring the thumb across the knuckles. So we're just clenching a fist. If you've got long nails, try not to dig the nails into the palms of your hands. So it's a loose fist for the moment. Take a breath in, clench a little tighter. Breath out, relax the tension. Relax the fist. Breathe in, clench tighter. You can feel the forearms tensing, maybe even into the biceps tensing. And breathe out, soften the fist, and release the fingers just a little bit. Do that once more. Breathe in, clench, clench, clench. And breathe out. And open the fingers all the way on that last one. So just even those 3 movements, just notice how the fingers feel. I've got incredibly kind of tingles going all the way to the tips of my fingers. And obviously where my fingernails, they're not too long, but where my fingernails are coming into my palm of my hand, I can still feel that impression. So it's been kind of left there, residue left there. So we're just going to go on a little bit more from that for 3 more exercises, which is clenching in on the exhale, and then inhale, stretching and opening. So we're going to change it. Exhale, clench. Inhale, stretch and open. Let's do that together. Exhale, clench. Inhale, stretch and open. Expand. Twice more. Breathe out. Clench the fist, Wrap the thumb over the knuckles. Inhale. Stretch. Stretch, stretch, stretch. One more. Exhale. Breathe it out. And inhale. Stretch. And then again, just notice how you felt when you were breathing out and you were clenching your fists. So you are actively clenching there, breathing out. Notice again any kind of feelings and sensations and afterglow effect. Let's give the hands a little shake out. Now, spiciness, so clenching and stretching quite fast. Keep that going. And roll the shoulders. Okay, so let's come into our first movement, which is cat and cow. So we're going to come down with our hands underneath our shoulders, knees underneath our hips, and just find a very neutral position here. We're pushing away from the mat through our hands. We're not kind of sinking our chest between our shoulders here. So lift up just a little bit through the navel, long spine, crown of the head reaches forward. So again, this is breath-led movement. So as we inhale, we arch the spine, lift the chest, lift the gaze. Not a complete arch through the neck. Exhale, we round, just as we were doing like that clenching. So inhale, expand, open, exhale, round, draw in, pull it in. Keep that moving with your breath. And throughout the movement, notice how the spine responds, each and every vertebra moving one after the other. And then let's just pause after our last cat, pushing away from the earth. And then release back into a child's pose. And here, child's pose might not be relaxing for you. So again, using that cushion or a bolster or block to underneath the body, filling space. Hands can come out in front of you or maybe underneath the head, widening the knees or bringing the knees together. You choose. But here, just allow the head to relax, neck to soften, spine to breathe, hips to let go, soften the glutes, relax into the legs, the feet and the ankles. And find that slow, steady, equal breath. Let's slide our way forward all the way onto our belly. So lying down, bring the head to the back of the hands, bring the big toes to touch, and just relax, lying down on the belly as if you're lying on the beach. Oh, lovely sun warming you. So this one is a back bend, and you don't have to come up too high. And if you have any lower back issues, I'd probably say widen the feet a little bit like I do. When they're together, it kind of closes in the pelvis. When they're a little bit further apart, spreads out the lower back and the sacrum. So the hands can come all the way out in front of you here. And we're aiming to get the arms straight. So we're not lifting up with bent arms here, but we're pressing up and lifting up with straight arms. So the hands might be at the top of your mat if you're on a yoga mat here. So we don't have to come too high. But again, the neck isn't sinking between the shoulders. We're driving the hands into the earth, lifting up through the spine. We are staying and holding. Drawing navel in towards the spine, dropping pubic bone and hips towards the earth. Glutes are engaged, back muscles are firing up. We are finding our breath, simply observing what our body is saying to us, listening to the messages and the sensations. Now lower down and bring the head back to the hands once more. Bring the big toes to touch and just find that complete letting go into the ground here, relaxing, giving yourself a little wiggle of the hips, side to side, soften through the glutes, relax the legs. Noticing the difference when we're active, when we're dynamic, to when we're relaxed. And this is the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system working in balance with one another, working in harmony. We need the both. We need the sympathetic. We need the active, the dynamic versus the softness, the relaxation and the rest. We don't want to have too much of either. Okay. Let's bring ourselves back through that tabletop position and just bring ourselves towards the back of our mat here, tucking the toes and then starting to come into a forward fold. So again, if you struggle to do a forward fold, bend into the knees, okay? It's more about allowing the body to hang in space. So you can widen the feet as wide as your mat. Just make sure that the feet are pointing forward. Soften into the knees. That was my ankle. And relax the belly down. So just let the chest relax. Let the head and the neck become soft. Maybe you take hold of the elbows here. If you suffer with any eye conditions or any high or low blood pressure or heart conditions, probably best to stay a little bit more upright like this. So your head and your heart in one line rather than letting the head go down. So we're staying here for about 5 or 6 long, slow breaths in and out. Give all the weight into the torso and the arms. Bend the knees if you feel that in the spine or into the back of the legs. Legs don't have to be straight. Long, slow breaths. Hands come down. We lift up just a little bit and we turn the toes out. Going to come into a bit of an active, dynamic posture called a squat. So starting to lower the hips, widening the knees. Take your time. You don't have to come all the way down here where I am. You might be up here. Okay, you might be up here. Wherever you are in that squat, it's going to be an active, dynamic feeling. One where the mind says, ow, I want to get out, I want to get out. Don't let the mind take over. Find the breath. Steady the mind. Doing great. And then release the hands, lift the hips up and turn those toes back in and just sway out here. Let the head, the body release, let it go. Sway out. And we're going to come down onto our backs. So coming down onto the floor. And And roll down and then gently draw the knees in towards the chest. So we're lengthening the tailbone down here. Spine is long and flat. Shoulder blades are spread out from one another. You can keep the knees a little bit apart or maybe together. But again, as we squeeze the knees towards the chest, we're not lifting up the chin. We're not taking tension into the face or the neck. And we're finding that steadiness of breath. So let's massage a little bit, circling the knees around one way, giving the spine a nice little release, and the other way. So another little bit of activeness, sympathetic nervous system. Hands down by the side of you, and extend the legs straight up to the sky. Maybe the feet stay together, maybe they're apart. If you have tight hamstrings, bend the knees. Keep the heels in line with the hips. We're not out here and we're not back here. So we want to try and again find alignment. We're not engaging abdominals too much to keep the legs up there. We're pulling spine down to the mat, navel to spine, spine to mat. And this is a great posture to do against a wall. Or if you have a chair or a sofa, you can bend the knees and have the bottom of the legs supported. But if you're up against a wall, legs against the wall, it's great because you're not even having to hold the legs up there. But this one is activating our sympathetic nervous system, because if we didn't focus on holding our legs up, they would simply drop. So we're not in a completely relaxed state, but it is a very, very calming posture. And release the feet wide. Take the toes, turn in, pigeon toe just a little bit. Let the knees drop in, and then take the hands onto the belly. Relax the elbows down by the side of you and just soften out, particularly around the glutes and the hips here. So releasing any tension into the joints and the muscles. Soften and let go. Feel comfortable here. So opening the arms out to the side of you in line with the shoulders, and opening the knees, keeping the feet where they are. We're simply going to drop the knees over to the right side, rolling onto the inner and outer edges of the feet if you like. You can keep the head straight up to the sky, or you can lift it and turn, look towards the left hand. Breathe in, head and knees together, and exhale, breathe out, let those knees drop to the left. And lift the head and look to the right. Remind yourself of the steadiness of your breath, inhaling and exhaling through the nostrils, equal length, equal left and right intake and exhale. Breathe in, head and knees back into the center. Draw the knees in, roll and massage out once more. And this is our happy baby, our last posture before our relaxation. So knees go wide. If you are able to, catching the feet, the ankles, or behind the thighs, keeping the feet up towards the sky. We're not lifting the tailbone, we're lengthening tailbone downwards, and then just rocking left and right, just as a happy baby would be on the floor. Give yourself a smile for making it through this far. And thank yourself, thank your body and your breath for all it does. Bring yourself back into stillness. We pull those knees just a little bit wider of one another and wide of the rib cage, pressing the soles of the feet up towards the sky. This is your active, dynamic version. Again, be guided by the body's messages, be guided by your breath. If your breath becomes short and fast, you may have gone too far in postures. If it's long and slow, hopefully you're steady, you're calm, and you're relaxed. Release the hands, release the feet, and again, drop those knees in towards one another. Hand on the bellies and the heart space, or the chest and the belly. Maybe closing the eyes here just to take a little bit of a rest. Again, feeling the afterglow effect of that happy baby posture. And now let's make ourselves warm and comfortable for our relaxation. So again, if you've got that cushion, you might like to place it underneath the knees. That's always a nice way. You don't have to lie on your back. You can lie on your side, but take the feet just a little bit wider of one another. Let the toes and the ankles relax out to the side. We're not having to hold our legs in place. We don't want to have to do any work. We want to be effortless as we lie down on our back in relaxation. Arms come out to the side of you, palms gently facing up, fingertips curling in, and just take a moment to start to feel more relaxed. Allow a sense of calm and release to wash over you as you breathe out any tension, any worries, any stress. You don't need to be anywhere else other than here right now. And just allow your mind to rest back into the present moment, not thinking of having to do chores, tasks. Think about your body as you lie down. Feel the weight as gravity drops you deeper in towards the earth, being held and supported. I'll leave you for a few minutes of just pure silence and relaxation. I will let you know when it is time to come back around. Take a deep breath in and a long, slow, deep sighing breath out. Breathe normally through the nostrils, wiggling fingers, bringing movement back into the hands, back into the toes. We don't have to rush to get up. Stretch the legs away from you, point the toes, stretch the feet, lift the arms above the head, stretch the fingers back. Big, big body stretch. Breathe in. And then as you breathe out, gather everything in together, just like that clenching of the fist, exhaling, squeezing knees to chest. And then gently and slowly roll over to one side. Bring yourself back up to seated, nice and slowly. You can return to the cushion or your bolster. Choose any seat you like. And just bringing one hand onto the heart space, one hand onto the belly. Maybe closing the eyes or taking that soft gaze. And just feel the connection of your hands on your torso, on your chest, on your belly. Feel the warmth, feel the tenderness. And as you take those breaths in and out of the nose, notice how you now feel. Notice sensations of the body. Feel the body in space as you sit here on the earth, connected, held, supported, and safe. And always know that the nervous system has your best interests at heart. Everything the nervous system does is for your benefit. And your mind tends to control your nervous system responses. But you can take that control back. You can control the sympathetic reactions of the nervous system, going into fight or flight mode, and you can certainly go into your parasympathetic nervous system activation with rest and digest, as we have done through the practice today. Always thank yourself, your body, your breath for the time you give it, and I thank you for joining me today.